So with the recent updates, many of you guys have been coming to me complaining on how solo play is so much harder with the new nodes. And yeah, I guess it's kinda harder now since only 1/3 of nodes actually have stone in them. So I'm gonna answer your guys' request, and I'm gonna make another super cheap solo base. So today's solo base is gonna be featured in a water cave, or at the mouth of the river, or whatever you wanna call it. Why do I pick my location in a water cave? The primary reason is because of course you can set up a base so cheap as little as 810 stone. Obviously our base is going to cost a little more than 810 stone, but basically this is a prime spot for solo players. There's other reasons such as defensive reasons, but a lot of you guys requested a water cave base as well. So here's the base. A few basic facts: the base is pretty cheap, costing you 13,700 stone, 1,400 wood, and 1,615 metal frags. To raid this thing, it's going to be a whopping 4 walls to get to the loot, which is amazing for a base so cheap. Now there is a spot where it is a little bit cheaper to get through, in which I'll show you guys in a second. So to prove to you that this actually is 4 walls to center, we're going to blow through multiple spots. Instead of using C4, I'm just going to remove, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, so 4 walls right there. There's a double layer right there if you didn't notice. Yeah, that's the most common spot people would blow through. So the next most common area for people to blow through is of course going to be the roof. So we're going to start off with 1, 2, and now we're in this low wall area, which as you see we can't really do much down here because the low walls prevent us from getting further. We're going to blow through the roof, so that'll be 3, there we go. And since we can't get past that, we can only fall in the honeycomb, which we'll have to use some more C4. You can either pick this low wall or you can blow it down, so that'll be 4. And now we have this wall to our base, so 5. So it's actually even more expensive to go through the roof than it is to go through the walls. So the weakness to this base is in these 2 metal foundations right here. So if a raider watches this video and they go out of their way to raid you, it'll be 1, 2, and 3. So it'll be 2 foundations and 1 wall to raid this base. That's if they do know the base build and they've watched this video, of course. Now to eliminate this weakness and make the base much stronger, all you gotta do is add 2 more sheet metal triangles like so, and then add a doorway here to extend our honeycombing, and then a wall right there. And you can keep adding sheet metal foundations and walls to make this base harder to raid. Also keep in mind that this base is only 13k stone and it's not some colossal clan base. Anyways, enough talk, let's show you guys the base. So here's the base. Not gonna lie, it actually looks kinda cool when you're looking at it down the river. But our entrance is actually gonna be on the side of the river, so right here. Like every other base build, this is quite standard, armor door on the front, that way nobody knows how many sheet metal doors we have. Another use for this is we can actually open up the hatch and check for door campers. Another way to check for door campers is actually to open both airlock doors, so this sheet metal door and the front armor door. That way we can get a little peek hole and shoot anybody who's outside, and if so happen you do die, they won't be able to get in because the hole is way too small. Anyhow, enough with the door camper prevention, let's head right into the base. The rest of the doors are going to be sheet metal because of course a solo player can't afford to waste all their precious high qual on doors. Chain link fence right here, this of course will be protecting 2 small furnaces and a small box. We're putting the furnaces out here to of course save room in the center. Of course the small box will contain some wood and some unsmelted metal which will be used to fuel the furnaces. Let's close that cell gate and let's head on into our center. As you see, we're already prompted with a U-shaped stairs which contains a repair bench right on top, so if you're out farming and you need to repair a pickaxe, you can quickly repair it here. To get through the doorway, all you gotta do is just crouch walk through the stairs. Pretty simple. Next we have this research table right here which will be used to copy some components. Right next to that is a small box with a ton of scrap and 1 of each component. So if you're missing a few components, you can take it out of your component box and make a copy with the research table. Right next to our doorway we have a few pumpkin plants which will be used to get some food, as well as a little water patch to drink up. So if you just spawned in, here's a great way to get up to 100 health. Right behind the repair bench, which of course I can access it for you, so right there's the pickaxe, we have ourselves a refrigerator for storing some food. Obviously food doesn't spoil in this game, but I did find it kind of clever that you could fit a refrigerator up there. Right below the refrigerator we have another furnace right here, so on top of the two over there you have more smelting power and a campfire for cooking up some food. Right here we have our sleeping bag, which will be used to spawn in, which of course you can replace with a bed. Right here we have an immense amount of boxes, which will be of course used for main storage. I'm not going to label organization for you guys, so organize as you please. The last thing I want to show you guys is behind these boxes right here. As you see, our cupboard is tucked away over here, so if you want to put some boxes behind here as well for more storage, you can. And yeah guys, that's pretty much it for the base tour, so let's show you how to build it. So in order to start the base, you're going to of course have to find a water cave. To find a water cave, they basically spawn at the top of the rivers and they're quite easy to find. That's not your problem though. The problem is finding the right water cave. So here's an example of a water cave that you don't want. This one has way too much water and won't allow you to build anything in it. Whereas this one has little to no water and it makes it very easy for you to build in. So let's build in this one. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off by placing 3 square foundations along the back edge of the cave. So that way it's still right underneath the roof of the cave and you have enough room to place the rest of the foundations. Then before I upgrade everything to stone, I'm going to see and check if I can place the remaining foundations. So I'm going to place 3 triangles right there, and I'm going to place another 3 on the opposite side. Then I'm down in the center, attached to the square, I'm going to place a foundation stairs, and then I'm going to see if I can attach a triangle and 5 triangles in. There we go. So that's pretty much the foundation plan. If you can get that down, then you place the foundations correctly, and you can go ahead and upgrade the 3 square foundations to stone. Then on one of the 2 ends of the 3x1, you're going to place a single door frame. Doesn't matter which one, just whichever one you have more space. Then from there, place walls on the rest of the foundation, and of course, upgrade to stone. Now, since you probably won't have a sheet metal door and a code lock, go ahead and place a wood door and a normal lock on the front door. Of course, if you do have the metal, go ahead and use a sheet metal door and a code lock. Then from there, get yourself a cupboard, and place it in this back corner right here. From there, get yourself a temporary large box, and we're going to place it in here right in front of the cupboard. So we're going to place a temporary large box right there, and of course a sleeping bag right in front of that. And this is pretty much it for phase 1, nothing much else to it. One extra thing we should add is a small furnace, that way we can cook up some metal frags for a sheet metal door and a code lock. Once you get enough metal frags, replace the wooden door and normal lock with a sheet metal door and a code lock. Then head out your front door and you're going to place 3 triangles right outside. So 1, 2, and 3. Then just to get to the other side, you're going to place 3 squares right here and another 3 triangles on the other side, like so. Then we can go ahead and upgrade the triangles to stone, but not the squares, because these are just temporary, just so we can get to the other side. So we're just going to remove these right here, then upgrade the other 3 triangles to stone as well. And now we're going to try to fit a set of foundation stairs right here. So it's kind of glitchy, but we're going to get it, promise you. It's not falling. And there we go. So once you have that down, you're going to place a triangle right here, remove the foundation stair, and you're going to place it in. Then you can go ahead and place the remaining 4 triangles to form a double layer honeycomb. So what the double layer does is pretty much in its name. It adds an extra layer of walling, so it makes the base a little harder to raid. Now we're going to work on our honeycomb. Before you start the honeycomb, you're going to place these outer walls right here. There are 3 of these outer walls, so just place them in now. Upgrade them to stone, of course, and then we're going to place square roofs right on top. Make sure you do this first before you bring up the honeycomb, otherwise you won't be able to place the square roofs in later. Now we're going to go ahead and upgrade them to stone, so 1, 2, and 3, right there, and now we can place in our honeycomb because the roofs are up. So all you got to do is just fill in the honeycombing with walls. This is relatively easy, so I'm going to speed through this. There we go, the honeycomb is pretty much done, so let's go fly through it, make sure we didn't make any mistakes. Probably didn't, and there we go. So to plug up this hole down here, what we're going to do is you're going to place a hard side wall right here. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to upgrade it to stone when you're done. And of course, do it to the other side. Once you're done, you're going to head up on top of the water cave and jump down on top of your roof. From there, you're going to place 3 walls along the outer edges. So 1, 2, and of course 3. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Once done, you're going to place your stone ceilings right on top. So we're going to place a stone ceiling here, here, and here. Upgrade, upgrade, and upgrade. Then our final step, we're going to place a low wall right here and another low wall right there. Then of course we're going to place another 3 ceilings on top, except for we're going to upgrade these ones to sheet metal, and I'll show you why in a second. So the reason why we upgrade these to sheet metal is because of this weakness point right here. So right here, if somebody does manage to boost up on here, which is highly improbable, they can't actually pick through that, so I'd upgrade that to sheet metal just so it takes much more time. Of course, you could put spikes on top to prevent people from doing that, and you could put a wall right there just to prevent it even more. Then we're going to hop down to these foundations that we haven't honeycombed yet, and we're going to begin honeycombing it. Do not place a wall right here because we don't need a wall here because it protects pretty much just nothing unless you want to protect a rock right there, which has no purpose. But you're going to place the next 3 honeycomb walls, so right here, right there, and another one right here. Then just do it for the other side. The only difference between this side and the other side is we're actually going to be using door frames instead of walls because of course this is going to be our entrance. So now we're going to place 2 furnaces in this corner right here. We're going to have our first one tucked into the corner all the way right there, and the next one to the right of that. Because for some reason I'm not allowed to place another furnace, we're going to utilize the remaining space with a small box, because as you see I won't be able to place a furnace. I do suggest though, before you place a small box, you do place in your cell gate. Now go ahead and head into your 3x1 and remove all the useless things such as the bags, furnaces, and boxes. Obviously you can't remove your cupboard, so we're going to leave that there for now and we're going to build around it. So this next 5 minutes I'm pretty much going to be setting up our boxes. If you want to learn how I did it, slow down the video with the gear icon on the bottom right. I'm just a little lazy and I don't feel like commentating 5 minutes of box placements. Once you're done placing your boxes, you're going to place a research table right next to your doorway. From there, you're going to open up and make sure you can go through nice and easily. Then get U-shaped stairs, rotate it until the platform is like so, get a repair bench, rotate it vertically, and place it on top. Then in front of the research table, place a small box, and before you upgrade the stairs to sheet metal, what you're going to do is you're going to jump crouch on top of the U-shaped stairs, grab another U-shaped stairs, rotate it the same way, and I'm going to use no clip, but if your foundations are low enough, it could be easier, and you're going to place another U-shaped stairs like so, and from there, you're going to of course place the refrigerator on top. Remove the other U-shaped stairs and upgrade this one to sheet metal. Now we're going to add a little more protection to the outside layers. Place a triangle foundation right there, another one right next to it, and another one across from that. Obviously I can't skip this one, but we're going to use this one as a platform. Remove the central one, and you should have 2 sticking out like so. Go ahead and upgrade these both to stone or sheet metal, really doesn't matter. I'm going to upgrade them to stone in my opinion, because the rest of the foundations are stone. I'm going to keep it that way. And then place walls and roofs on top of these. Then our final step is to pretty much just add a foundation right here and upgrade it to sheet metal. This will add an extra layer for people who are going through the foundation. So another one right over here. And you're pretty much just done with the base build. So anyways guys, thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.